Hello, my friends. Welcome to my harmony garden. 欢迎来到妙音花阁. As you can see, the peonies are blooming. And as you watch these beauties today, I'm going to share some of my personal stories with you, especially on why I have a strong emotional connection to peonies. So I was born and raised in China and came to the US for my PhD degree. And here I am still in the US, working full-time as a scientist, trying to solve problems in the energy and climate change areas. And some of you already know that what my main hobbies today are gardening and singing. But actually my first hobby goes way back to when I was about 4 years old, and that was painting peonies. It all started with a visit to one of my parents' friends who did painting in this traditional Chinese style called GongBi. And I saw him painting peonies during that visit. And I was totally drawn to it. Honestly, I don't remember what exactly pulled me in at that moment, but I bet it was just how colors flow in the GongBi style. You know, I gotta say, after trying all kinds of painting styles afterwards, both Eastern and Western, I think GongBi is the best fit for painting peonies, because the core of the GongBi style lies in the shading. You know, it's in how you make this seamless transition of color in the style, so that you can have that airy feeling of a peony flower. After that visit, I started learning painting in the GongBi style from him for several years. And in retrospect, I think that was the period when I had the deepest focus on doing something in my whole life. I was basically like this all day, every day. I just freaking loved it. And to be honest, of all the things that I painted in those years, peonies have always been my favorite. I actually painted quite a few very large pictures like these. But these two are the only photos I have now, because cameras and films were not easily accessible back then and there. I believe these were taken when I was 6 years old. Yeah. You know, this is a dream come true, because although I loved peonies growing up, and so did my parents, we never really had a chance to grow them ourselves, because we had always lived in an apartment. But here they are today. I planted them myself, and I can watch them grow into something like this eventually. And that's just amazing. Now, I haven't painted peonies for decades. And obviously I did not make a career out of it. But actually, that childhood experience has really shaped my worldview in a very profound way. Because every time my brush touched the paper when I was painting peonies, I couldn't help but think about that ancient saying, which is 一花一世界, or each flower embodies a world. There's actually another saying that's kind of similar, which goes 纳须弥于芥子. In English, that would be in each mustard seed lies the holy mountain. I know that's not an elegant translation, but you get the point, right? Essentially, it's very hard for our little brain to understand a whole world, but we can experience that world through a simple flower. It's very hard for us to understand truth, but we can experience truth through the mustard seed. And to me, that experience is not just fun, it's also like being connected to something bigger. Actually, not just something bigger, but something that is holistic. It's almost like when we're not in that experience, everything, including ourselves, feels like separate, isolated pieces of information. But when we're in that experience, all of a sudden, all the information comes together to form a message. Again, that message is not something we can understand, but can experience. Now, the key question is, how do we get to that amazing experience? I know this sounds a bit abstract, but I believe that you have already experienced it at least once in your life. As long as you have ever entered that flow state, when you are fully into something, fully running on your subconsciousness. And for me personally, it used to be through painting peonies, but now it's gardening and singing, and sometimes science. You've got to find your own entry point, your own little flower and mustard seed. I would say the only testing criterion is when you're doing something, do you feel a genuine connection to that holisticity, that message? This feels nice.
每个早晨起点半就自然醒，风铃响起，又是一天，云很轻，晒好的衣服味道很安心，一切都是柔软又宁静。每个路口花都开在阳光里，小店门前传来好听的恋曲，不用太久就能走到目的地，人来人往里满是善意，这是最平凡的一天啊，你也想念吗？